So let's get some nice splatter. I first need a shape. This is the shape I'm going to fill, and then what we can do is first create a pattern. And in order to do so, I like to start with some shapes, but you don't need that. You can start with nothing. So let's have something that looks like a blob, and I'm going to make that red like this. Okay, and let's have some more like this, and then we can select that, go to Object, Pattern, Make, and there is splatter. So this can be adjusted like whatever you like. And of course you can move it around and add some more to it, just whatever you need, like this. And when you're done, you click on Done, and then you can select that shape, go to the fill and apply the pattern like that. But that is of course not a mess, so let's go and make the next thing. So I'm going to use this one, and let's make a brush. So let's go to the brushes panel, and I'm going to drag it in there, and no, let's cancel that. I'm first going to make this one black. It's better to use a black. So go to scatter brush, and then this all needs to be set to random so that we get a nice splatter. And then of course set up all of these settings here. And in order to make it splatter, it needs to be moved away from the path, which is what happens with these two here. And then of course rotation, and the method needs to be tints like this. And when you then select this and then apply that brush here, then you see we've got a nice splatter, and you can also apply color to that like this. So let's take a look at that with just this one here, and I'm going to set the fill to none, and there you have this. But this is of course not very, it's always the same shape, so you can add some more. So you can make this one here also in black, and then make another scatter brush, and again set them all to random, and this to tints, and again do all these settings here like this, and also vary the size. And then you can select this here. I'm going to first edit the first one, and I'm going to make a larger spacing for it like this. Okay. So, and then you can go to the appearance panel and duplicate this stroke and set the second one to the other brush. So now that we have that, I'm going to edit that other brush again, and let's add some more variation to that, so that this looks like a real splatter, if you will, like this. So those are brushes. But then we have the plugin. So if you have this here, let's set this to basic and delete the other one. So here we have just a stroke. Then you can take this plugin, AG Splatter, and AG Splatter can be applied here. I'm going to set the color. We can also use a swatch here like this. And then you can set all these options to whatever splatter you need, so that it looks exactly like you need it. So this is maybe the one that looks most natural. But you can achieve kind of the same, or a kind of the same look by using a scatter brush. It's just some more work, so you would need more shapes for that. You would probably need to create a shape like this. Let's delete all of that. So if you have this kind of shape for your brush, then you could create a similar look like what AG Splatter makes.